Damn.
This TikToker will regret this moment forever, as it will likely have serious implications for his career and his freedom. So the guy on the left here is the gym TikToker by the name of Big Mike Van Wyck, and the guy he just jabbed in the neck is another gym influencer by the name of Jeff Nippard. Both of these guys have massive social media platforms, and over the last couple of days they've been beefing online. Unfortunately for both of them, I guess, they work out at the same gym, and what we just saw is the outcome of their online beef. So to give you guys some context, clearly both of them are gym influencers and bodybuilders, and in the gym influencer sphere, you have a non-stop back and forth on genetics, supplements, techniques, isolating muscle groups, consistency, volume, junk volume, natty, unnatty, science-based, old school, and the list goes on with any other variables that can affect the end result of getting absolutely shredded. And you have so much back and forth because so many people are trying to become an authoritative figure to make money off of their influence. And inherently, there's nothing wrong with that, but if it goes down like this, you could say that's not all positive. But this beef started with Mike, who physically attacked Jeff, insinuating that Jeff is a scammer.
We all know the science-based guys. Any top three you choose. Tell me if you would describe their physique as excellent, average, or mediocre. And where would you put them in that? I guarantee it's not in excellent. It's somewhere in the middle, right? Science guys really need to answer this question before anything. Why is it that you remain so mediocre, yet you know so much? Because if I knew a lot of I would be very well versed and good at that topic, right? Like say I was some financial wizard. I knew how to like read the stock market, and I'm like, I can see investments and like I can see what businesses are going to succeed. I'd be rich, right? People would be like, yeah, he's a genius because like look at him, he applied it and it worked. Bodybuilding, you can be like this big or this short in some cases, maybe this short in other cases. It's always short though, no taller than Bassett. Somehow you're an expert on muscle, but you don't have any. And if you do have any, it's not that well put together, and there's a lot of like holes in the physique, and you've prided yourself on being strong. Little, but I'm strong. If I was stronger than you, dude, it's like strong doesn't matter. You still are trying to squat 6 plates. I'm not squatting 6 plates. My legs are still bigger than yours. Sadly, you do need to apply what it is that you know for people to trust you. But they got these nerds or these dorks. They try and prove themselves in shows, and they come in like last. There's a lot of scammers, if you guys know, in like the day trading world. Anyone who's a day trader or a Bitcoin guy buying and selling Ethereum or whatever and all this, like they're day traders sitting in front of things and they're like gonna guess the trends. Those guys are all bullshit artists, guys. Run from them. Those guys are the guys I'm talking about in the fitness world.
Okay, TLDR, ooga booga big man say science man scammer because science man doesn't have physique like big man. Right. So Jeff the science man over here fired back with a more thought out video.
I don't know the science-based guys. Science guys really need to answer this question before anything. Why is it that you remain so mediocre, yet you know so much?
I know I don't need to respond to this, but since he asked, using science-based training, I won Natural Bodybuilding Nationals. I earned my pro card on the most competitive stage in the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation. I placed second in my first bodybuilding pro show, and while doing this, I set the Canadian record on the bench press, and I set a provincial record on the squat. I currently weigh 180 pounds at 5'5" tall, which is pretty close to my natural limit given my height and my genetics. That's all besides the point though, because facts are facts. Information is either right or wrong. It doesn't matter who that information is coming from. If the people with the best physiques had the most knowledge, why would C-Bum need a coach? He has the best physique on the planet. Who could possibly know more than him? Well, it's pretty obvious that bodybuilding success comes from great genetics and really hard training, and if you want to make it in the IFBB, steroid use. I like science because it gives me more confidence in what actually works and what doesn't, because it isolates variables. If you trust a big guy's advice over scientific studies, that doesn't bother me. I listen to what big guys have to say.
Okay, that's a completely fair and reasonable response. He didn't really throw any unnecessary digs, maybe hinting that this guy wasn't natural, but I wasn't familiar with either of these guys before this interaction, so I don't know if Mike is public about his usage or not, if he's natty or if he's not. But if that video is really what incited this action...
Damn.
Something's wrong. That looks a lot like roid rage behavior to me. I just don't see the point in crashing out over a literal harmless Instagram response video, especially when you threw the first digital punch to begin with, because ironically, he also threw the first physical one as well. But here, Jeff went on to Instagram to respond to this with a picture of him clearly at the hospital by saying, if you've seen the video by now, I want to clarify the incident. First, I want to give an update that I got a CT scan the other day and I'm okay. In case you didn't see it, this is exactly what happened and there was many witnesses. Mike Van Wyck jabbed me in the throat twice in the middle of the gym and then shoved my cameraman. There is already a lie going around that Mike asked me to stay away from him, and then I didn't listen and approached him first. This is false, and Pure Muscle and Fitness has the security camera footage to prove it. I think they should release it. This is exactly what happened. I was filming bicep curls for a YouTube short. Mike brushed by me and said, "Sup?" This is our first engagement that day. I chuckled. Mike then said, "Oh, things are about to get real funny," as he walked past me. I then asked him, "What do you mean by that?" And I made sure my cameraman was filming in case he tried any funny business. Then he walked back towards me and said, "Turn that camera off," and immediately jabbed me in the throat and I fell onto the floor. Pure Muscle and Fitness allows filming, by the way. I stood back up and he told me to never talk about him ever again. Then he jabbed me in the throat for a second time, turned to my videographer and pushed him against the cable machine. And then he walked away. That's the full story, and there's gym security footage to prove it. It's up to the gym if they want to release it. As of now, Pure Muscle and Fitness is still allowing Mike to train clients at the gym. I also want to say I really appreciate the outpouring support from the community and from other gym members. It's honestly making the situation a lot easier to deal with for me, so thank you all so much. I don't know why he attacked me other than he really hates my training style. I certainly gave him absolutely no reason to hate me, and if I did, there's no excuse to physically attack someone over a disagreement. My opinion is that resultant anger was brought on by the clip I posted yesterday responding to his question about science-based training. Pretty wild stuff. Yeah, overall, I mean, this is just an insane reaction to some online beef. Sounds like a sensitive, tough guy with a lack of emotional control. What's kind of funny is the top comment on Mike's original video is, "Lol, enjoy the prison workouts." That will also be interesting to see if anything like that happens, because who knows if charges will actually be pressed here or if lawsuits come out of this, because this all happened in Canada. They're a little bit more relaxed than the lawsuits over there is what they are down here in the US. And this is such a weird situation because you normally don't expect influencers at this size to be crashing out, physically assaulting each other. You would think that would be a little bit beneath them. But I guess this channel really proves time and time again that not much is below certain influencers. They really do crash out over the dumbest things possible.
Okay, so quick update. Mike has now officially been banned from that gym, but as of recording this, there's no update on any criminal charges or lawsuits filed yet.
But other than that, as many of you guys know, Matt City's doing an exclusive Halloween drop, which you guys only have about a week left to get before it's gone forever. So if you do want to support the channel another way, you can go to matt.city down in the description down below. Check out the Halloween collection. We also just dropped a space collection with the Moon and Mars bases, and we also just dropped Washington, D.C., with many more cities to come soon. So stay tuned for that. And I guess while this story was pretty insane, at least he's not facing life in prison like this Kick streamer for doing this ridiculous IRL stunt. And it's definitely ridiculous that this guy is actually facing life in prison for what he did. While what he did is incredibly stupid, it's definitely not life in prison worthy. But Florida is just wild. You don't want to F around in Florida because apparently you can really find out.